Good morning. We are here doing another visual podcast of Inner Neighborhood, shining a light on our community. Next to me is Matt Leaf, owner and president of the Great Falls Americans and the Iceplex up here. We have Janet Duffy, my partner in the agency, and we're just shining a light on the community and how important it is to have this Iceplex and the Great Falls Americans as part of our community. I'm going to turn it over to Janet to ask a few questions.
Thanks, Todd. Thanks for having us, Matt.
Thank you.
Our goal really today, we were talking before we came on camera, because we have to have a little bit of a plan. Not a huge one, but we really want to introduce you to the community. Some people know you, not as many people as we'd hope. So can you tell us a little bit about your story? How did you get here, first of all?
Okay, thanks, Janet, and thanks, Todd, for having me. First of all, it's a great honor to be a part of this, and obviously being new to the community. I bought the team or purchased the team last summer. It's a great opportunity to engage and to let your followers know that we're out here and going to try to contribute positively to the Great Falls area. Basically, my story is I spent the last 28 years at USA Hockey in Colorado Springs, Colorado. So I've been involved in ice hockey for over 50 years. Before that, I was a volunteer within USA Hockey in the Madison, Wisconsin area. So been around.
That explains that little bit of accent.
That little bit of accent, yes, the Midwestern accent. So been around a little bit and involved in all aspects of the game. What introduced me to Great Falls was my youngest son, Aaron. Came up here to play 3 years ago. He was a senior year in high school. His high school team was struggling a little bit and wasn't sure whether they were going to even field a team. He was looking for a place to play, and Coach Sears gave him that opportunity, and he came up here and he loved it. He loved the billet family that he was placed with. He loved the community. He loved playing with the Americans and everything that was involved with that, and really kind of sort of opened our door and opened our eyes to what's up here. Last season, he came back and played again, and my oldest son, Alex, who was playing on the East Coast, and it was going to be his age-out year, decided that he wanted to have fun his last year. It wasn't really designed to go to college or go to university and play there. He could have, but that wasn't the avenue that he wanted to take. And he decided he wanted to have fun his age-out year. So he came to play with his younger brother for the first time since they were 5 and 6 years old.
That's cool.
And he had a blast and absolutely loved it. And now into their third year, so to speak. Aaron is an age out. It's last year. He's captain of the team and also took over the role or responsibility as the rink manager for the Iceplex here. So he just got off the Zamboni before practice here, before he gets dressed and get ready to practice. My oldest son Alex has stepped into from a captain's role last year to being the assistant coach this year. So it is a little bit of a family thing, and what I saw, or what we saw, was just a tremendous amount of potential here in Great Falls. Not only with the Americans and growing their brand and growing their culture, so to speak, but also with the Iceplex and working as a member of the foundation board for the Iceplex and working on improvements and getting growth in users and more ice rentals and revenue here to be able to make some of the improvements, to be able to see some growth and be involved in youth hockey. There's a tremendous amount of potential, which they've done a nice job, but they've never really quite, I think, fully recovered from when the all seasons lost their ice back in the early 2000s, and they're trying to regroup, and we're going to do whatever we can to support them, and our community partners who have been fantastic for us, between Todd and Janet with Comparion, and several other corporate partners that have been very supportive and very helpful. So it's been an interesting year. There's been not without some challenges, but it's been an exciting way to get involved, and looking forward to continuing to build that culture, to build our brand a little bit, and make the Great Falls Americans something that the community and the surrounding area can be extremely proud of.
Wonderful. So the 1 year mark has already passed, or is it
not
just coming
officially?
up? Okay.
Yeah, not officially. I think the official transition took place in May. May and June.
There you go.
Wow, you've
But
done
it
a
is,
lot
but it is the first
in a
season.
small amount of time.
Yeah. So one of the other things that we were chatting about is just the economic driver that ice can be.
Yes.
And what the Americans bring to the community as well as the youth hockey. We mentioned that. But we have some neighbors that are really close in another country that absolutely loves hockey.
Yes.
Can you talk, ice.
Yep.
Because they have other, we talked a little bit about
Curling.
Do you see, what do you see in the future? Maybe being able to connect with some of our Canadian neighbors.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to be brutally honest here. As a member of USA Hockey, the national governing body for ice hockey that competed with Hockey Canada at World Championships for 28 years.
Really hard.
It's a little bittersweet sometimes, but the bottom line is we are obviously we're extremely close to the border. I think for the opportunity for to bring some Canadian teams down for youth tournaments, to be able to bring some Canadians down and some of our neighbors to the north to get involved in whether it be a broom ball event or whether it be curling. Those types of things, I think, are all things that the Iceplex are going to be looking at in terms of it not only expanding their usage, so we don't have any hours that are free, hours of ice that are open, and trying to fill as much of that as they can, but also bring revenue to the Iceplex to allow them to do some of the improvements that they've liked that they have on their agenda and they'd like to tackle, but also bring some revenue and bring some tourism to the city. It's
especially during a season when not everybody wants to come.
You're right. During the winter, and this winter hasn't been a very good example. We had that cold spell last week, but I wonder if what was really messed up, was it last week or was it the 3 months prior to that? When it was 55 degrees on Christmas Day.
It was an unusual year to see.
Yeah, and here we're back to 45 again today. So, but I think there's so much that Great Falls has to offer, not only from obviously the Iceplex and the ice sports and so forth, but the Lewis and Clark Museum, the Russell Museum, the waterfalls and everything else that's involved with that. I just sat through a session with the Great Falls Tourism Board and was really kind of sort of amazing in terms of all the things that even people within the community may not be aware exist, that really can drive tourism, and one of those things is the Iceplex here.
Well, we commend you for making a commitment to Great Falls, and we are so happy that you are here in our neighborhood now.
Well, thank you.
So,
Absolutely.
We want to do some additional telling your story work with you. So stay tuned for more.
Thank you. Please support the Great Falls Iceplex and this family-owned business.